Hi, welcome back to another segment on Bach flower remedies. My name is Denise Eaton. I'm a Bach flower registered practitioner for humans and animals, and today we're going to talk about how to manage change. Before we do that, I'd like to go over a little bit about what we talked about the last segment, just to kind of give you a refresher in case those who haven't joined us last time. We're talking about Bach flower remedies or essences, depending on where you are, how they're mentioned. The founder, Dr. Bach, Edward Bach, he was a physician, immunologist, pathologist, bacteriologist. He had quite a scientific background, but he discovered that these remedies have, the flowers actually, mental states, negative states impede our physical well-being. He identified 38 emotional states which causes disharmony to the body, bringing stress and bringing on physical symptoms. They work on the emotional, not the physical symptoms. So we would never say this particular remedy is good for a physical symptom. For example, if you said to me, which one is good for sciatica, I would say, I don't know. How do you feel? Because I could have sciatica and feel very frustrated. That'd be one remedy. Where somebody else could be very discouraged, and that would be another remedy. So we would not definitely look at the physical symptom. We'd only look at the emotional state. The key thing about the flowers too is, again, that they're working on the emotional, not the physical. So when you do have severe physical symptoms, you always want to seek consult a medical attention, because something serious may be more apt to want to take a look at it. So what do? They're complementary. You can take these with other medications. You cannot desensitize them, which means you can take them with food, beverages of all choices. They're very versatile in how you can take them. You can even put them on your pulse points, put them, I guess, in bath water, massage oils, any way that would, that you feel you're most comfortable in taking them. They're very subtle, very gentle system. Okay, so that's basically the system. Now, these segments are going to break it down on different specific areas that you may want to work on and what flowers would work best for those. So today we're going to talk about a little bit of change. What is change? Everyone goes through a lot of different changes. I look at change as 3 different segments. One can be environmental, so meaning moving, new job, new baby coming to a home, a pet coming into a new home. It could even be like a separation of someone who's left the household, or a loss. Those are more of an environmental situation change. It also can be physical. What is that meaning by maybe puberty, menopause, pregnancy? Now, keep in mind, this is going to help on the physical area. It's going to help adjusting to the emotional aspects of how you feel with that particular physical change. Surgeries, changing. Physical transformation, maybe change of life, aging. Those people have hard times with accepting those changes. And then there's also outside influences. Teachers, doctors, counselors, those people are very much in tune and very intuitive to consulting and dealing with people on an emotional level. And how do they not take that all in? Or maybe some of you may be working in the retail environment where you have a lot of consumers coming to you who are consulting, and just you feel like they're draining all of your energy. This is also good for, this is another aspect of change. Or maybe you're just trying to break the link. Maybe it's going to, a child going to school or going to a new college, a university. Or maybe it's a job you're working within the same company, but you've gone to a new position, and how do you break that link from not taking on that additional responsibility where you want to be able to break that? So this is what I look at for change. So how are we going to deal with these types of changes, and how much do they affect you, and are they causing you from going forward in your everyday activities or moving on with your life? So we have 3 specific flowers that we'll talk about, and then I'm going to bring in a 4th one that we can discuss that can help you with certain changes of your life, okay? One is walnut. Walnut is the key flower that helps adapt to when you're having difficulty about any specific change in general. This protects us from the change, protects us from outside influences, and it just makes it so that you're able to adjust. So walnut, I think, is key for everyone, no matter what time of the year it is or what situation. When it's something that's different and changing, you want to add walnut. And then we have chestnut bud. Chestnut bud is for those who have a hard time with identifying what they do the same thing over and over again. They need to break that pattern. So this is for the person who seems to make the same mistake over and over again. Now, this mistake could be a habit. Maybe it's that you're trying to break a habit, or maybe it's even, when it comes to relationships. Are you the type of person who goes for the same personality type, yet it's very toxic to you, and yet you still continue to maintain and go through that period of staying with that individual? So chestnut bud would help look at those mistakes that you're making and learn from them. And then we have Star Bethlehem, and this one's a huge one because this is, unfortunately, is probably one of the top sellers of our flowers. And Star Bethlehem is for any trauma. So if you're grieving or had a loss or anything traumatic in your life, which would be life-altering, this is something that you would want to take Star Bethlehem. This is also a flower that's in Rescue Remedy that we commonly use for that crisis at that moment, stress. So Star Bethlehem will help neutralize the effects of that trauma and help put that so that you're able to deal with it. The fourth one I'm going to talk about is crabapple. And the reason why I want to talk about crabapple is because this is a very powerful situation where people don't accept change in their self-image. And when you're going through life, as we say, no guarantees. The only guarantee is that we are going to age. And when you haven't accepted, as most people don't, is, a few wrinkles, or maybe, the body shape is a little different. Maybe they're, some maybe too thin. Some people gain weight in areas where they don't want to, and they have not accepted that. And if they struggle with that, crabapple is a key one to have. And this is about accepting your individual, who you are, accepting imperfections and accepting change. We call this flower the cleansing flower as well. So it is quite cleansing for those who want to be more on a physical as well as environmental, if they're overly clean and so forth. So this is a very strong flower, great flower to have. So again, you can take them individually, as we discussed last time. So if I wanted to take, say, crabapple, if I'm feeling a little bit not myself, I can just put a couple drops in my water. This happens to just be water, and just sip it at intervals. Or I can make a blend, because the flowers work on frequency, not quantity. So what does that mean? That means that I can take this whole bottle or 2 drops. It's the same potency at the moment. Flowers work best on maintaining that harmony through the day. So you want to take it frequent. So at least 4 times a day when you're trying to balance out. If you're taking like Rescue Remedy, like we'll talk about in a minute, for a stress reliever, at the moment you could take it as often as you need to until you feel you have composure and that you'll be able to get through that stressful situation. But when you're taking it like this is a long-term effect where these are things that have been holding me back. These are things that I'm struggling with, and I feel more so than not. Then you would make your blend. So you would just do a couple of drops, because you don't want to, if you're taking them 4 times a day, you're not going to open 4 or 5 bottles 4 times a day. It's just, you don't have that kind of time. So you're just doing a couple of drops of each in the bottle, like so. And then from here, once I make this blend, you are going to do 4 drops. Does it matter? No. My concern is just get it into you. Whether you take 2 drops, 4 drops, it's really, the direction is when it's an individual, you take 2. When you're doing a blend, you would take more, you would take 4. So you would just double up. So from here, you would do 4 drops. Now this is just spring water. Make it live water. So whether, it's purified water, spring water, tap water, as long as it's energized water. You could add a preservative, as I had discussed previously. You could do vegetable glycerin, apple cider vinegar, anything that's, an alcohol of your choice. It's a personal taste preference. And this will last probably about 2.5 weeks, at which time you would reevaluate yourself and see if this is the states I'm still in, and then you would want to either take it further or you would want to readjust your blend. Now the flowers, some people feel it right away, some people don't, all right? You have to be patient with the system. The system is a process. It's a journey that you're going through. So you want to be able to identify until you're trying to feel that peace within yourself. What you're trying to get when you take the flowers is you're going to feel, you have more energy, you should sleep better, more cognitive, and that's the key thing, that you'll be more aware of what's going on around you, so you'll make those changes. And again, it just gives you more of a peace of mind. But you have to, it's about frequency. Remember, people, you got to take it for a period of time. Let me tell you something. If you've been holding a grudge for 10 years, it's not going to go away in 2 drops. I really wish it would, but it's just not going to happen. So the best thing is to stick with it until you feel that you put that into perspective. Okay. So identifying, we talked about change. Some of the flowers that can work Some things can be different, depending on where you are. You take the questionnaire. This is one of the process, the tools that you can use. You can look at the book, any way that you can identify to make that blend that would help you. And you want to keep in mind, you're asking yourself, am I being what I want to be? Am I true to who I am? And can I be all that I can be? And if any of those answers are no, ask yourself, how are you feeling today? What is holding you back? What are you struggling with? Okay. What experience or situations that have you not dealt with that you're holding on to? And these are things that you need to address when you're taking the flowers. And again, put in perspective so you can make better decisions to move on through that. Okay. Now, in case of a crisis, remember we have the 911 thing we always call it at the moment that you could take rescue remedy. And these come in different ways of delivering it. Last month, we talked about the drops that you could add to food and water on your pulse points, massage oils, any way to get it into you. Today, we'll talk about the pastilles. Pastilles come in four different flavors. They're just a gummy little lozenge. Easy, just you press down, pop it open, and then you take them. One pastille is equivalent to the 4 drops, okay? When you close it, you pinch. Get that? Pop, pinch. Love it, okay? So these come in this time of year. We have cranberry, we have blackcurrant, lemon, and we have orange elderflower. So those are very lovely. So for the stress at the moment, you take it. When you feel like you lost control, you can take those. These are also sugar-free, alcohol-free. So those who are sensitive in those areas can also, take these as well. Okay, so change. Let's work on our change so we can get through it so it doesn't prevent us from moving forward in our lives. What I'd like to discuss right now at this moment is a wonderful opportunity. I'm very excited because I love to play games and I love to give things away. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway for a full Bach flower set. So what you're going to do is, if you see here, we have the 40-piece set. And it comes with 2 rescue remedies, 1 each of the 38. You're also going to get a mixing bottle. You're also going to get a 38 remedy book, okay? And that lovely case that goes with it. Now, this is a retail value of $865, so this is pretty big. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to play this along with us, is that in order to enter into this kind of, giveaway, is that you're going to go to the link to this video. You're going to enter your information, and we're going to ask you to do several activities. Obviously, we're trying to spread the word about Bach and this wonderful healing modality. You either post, share, post images. Love images. The more creative, the better. Love it. So basically, it's kind of when you do these, it's a point system. So obviously, the more you have points, the more you're apt to be able to be more eligible for that, for the winnings, okay? We're doing this, and the entries, you can enter as many times as you want, up and through December 31st, at which time we'll pick a winner, and we'll be announcing that at the January broadcast. Very exciting, so everyone get on that. All right, so next month, we'll be talking about what are you thankful for. The next couple months is going to be about holidays, holiday stress, dealing with family members. How do you deal with that situation, when it comes to having a lot of family or friends around you during the holidays? Because although it's a wonderful time of year, we want to be able to remember that during the holidays, we want to live a little bit, we want to love a lot, and we want to laugh even more, okay? So next month, we'll talk about how to be thankful. So all I can say is thank you very much for tuning in, and until next month, remember, be all that you can be. Bye now.